doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my channel. So I got something to tell y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit, right? Um, this is a just a chat session with me and my subscribers and some of my viewers. Okay. Anyway, I ask you to subscribe, share this, or just enjoy it. You don't have to subscribe. Anyway, I'm gonna explain something to you, okay? And I have to explain to you so you can understand what's going on. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is changing, and I can't say about other aspects of Pennsylvania because I don't live there. Okay, um, I only lived in Butler for a little while, and then the rest I lived in Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh is changing, and what I mean by that is that uh, there's a influx of two major different races moving into Pittsburgh. One of them is East Indian men and women and their families, and the other is Latin. Okay, and I don't, man, you got some beautiful Latin women that's moving here in Pittsburgh, and some of them are completely, purely Latin, Mexican, Spanish, whatever, different countries. Some of them are mixed. They're Latin, but they're mixed with something else. Okay. Uh, Beautiful women. But, which is cool. The one I want to talk to you about is East Indian. Okay. And you have a huge influx of East Indian. Let me explain one of the main reasons this is going on. Is what a lot of people don't know is slowly but surely, Pittsburgh is moving away from being that steel city, you know, uh, where it make all the steel and everything, and it's moving more into different aspects. And one of them is engineering. Okay, uh, they have major hubs with different factions of engineering growing. The businesses are growing here in Pittsburgh. So you have this influx of East Indian people. All right. So I'm at the store and I recognize this one East Indian guy. And basically, him and a couple of East Indian people, men, and they employ a couple women um, on this service station. Okay. And next to the service station is another building. And the other building is basically, uh, beer and wine. You can get other little things too, you know, uh, like a real big one of those wholesale beer and wine places. Okay. So uh, the one place is where you buy your gas and all that, get your lotto tickets, whatever, cup of coffee, all that stuff. So I recognized one of the guys, and I went in there, and I had to get some gas. So I went in and get some gas, and the guy comes up to me, right? And this hasn't happened to me since when I was younger, really. Usually it was older white men uh, or Asian, Japanese, Chinese, and East Indian that would do passive aggressive stuff because I was trying to get a degree in technology, and they were trying to discourage me. Okay, and if you don't understand passive aggressive is this. I'll give you an example. Uh, they may have one of their own race with them, or they be by themselves, and they'll pick on you and pick on you, pick on you, and try to discourage you from achieving your goal because they think that you're beneath them, and or they want to just safeguard it for them and their race or other people they think is worth it. Okay. So then one day you blow up, you had it. Okay. And usually when the people blow up, they blow up around a lot of people. Okay. And then that makes you look like the bad guy. That's a passive aggressive attack. And they look all innocent, like, I always been nice to you, which is, bullshit, of course, but you get the idea. That's one small example of passive aggressive attack. Okay, and it's really, really common in Asian world. Okay, uh, so this guy, he comes up to me, he goes, I seen you at work, I seen you at work. Okay, and I'm like, yeah. He goes, I guess he just thought I was stupid, right? He looks at me and goes, he started, and the way they started, try to start you, ask you questions, and maybe give you a compliment. Okay, that's how the passive aggressive, to build you up so they can hit you lower. Okay, uh, that's how it starts. So yeah, I seen you. And he goes, how much money you make an hour? And I'm like, well, it varies for different people, for different reasons. Most people don't make the same. Uh-huh. Yeah. So he's pressured. He's really fishing. How much money you make? Then he goes, um, hmm, how many hours a week do you work? I lie to you not, people. So this is the East Indian guy, right? And people, I think because I'm nice, people think that I'm just open like an open book, and I'll just say everything and don't see what the hell they're doing. So he goes on, and then he tries to say it in another way. How much money do you make? Phrasing the question a different way. So I'm just like, okay. Of course, I didn't tell him shit. I told him the truth. You know, it all depends on your position. Your experience, all that stuff. Oh, okay, okay. So then he asks me another question, right? Personal. And I'm just kind of looking at him like. So then he realizes I'm looking at him like, what is your problem? You know, and so he's he feels that I'm catching on to him, asking me all this stuff in his game. So then he goes, well, see, I got a friend that works at this place, and he only makes that much, and he doesn't get that many hours. I'm like, well, you know, my company's hiring, this company's hiring, that company's hiring, UPS is hiring 1,000 people in Pittsburgh. I let him know. He goes, so they can probably get on to some of these companies and make more money than they're making there. And he goes, oh, it ain't me. He goes, I make plenty of money. Me and my friends here make plenty of money. You know, it's to put me down. Like I said, passive aggressive builds you up so they can try to knock you down harder. And then I'm just like, and I told him, I looked him out, I said, well, I'm not talking about for you. I'm talking about for those that you said don't make very much money. There is money to be made out there. And he goes, oh, yeah, yeah, okay. I was like, my world, man. And he's like, so then I want a cup of black and mild. So I go over to the other store and I said, oh, do you work at the other store? Because I said, well, I'm going over there because I like to give me a black and mild, a couple of black and milds and a couple other things. Oh, yeah, yeah. So he goes to the other store. I buy this and I buy that. So then he's questioning me. Why? Why this? Why that? Yeah, I mean, I lie to you not. You know, like some little rat in a maze and some type of scientific experiment. Of course, still beneath him, just curious and see, and definitely expandable. So I'm just kind of like, damn. I mean, and the first place at the gas station, conversation went on for at least 10, 15 minutes. And I'm just trying to be nice, answer his questions for him, of whoever his friends is looking for a job, right? And the weird part about it is like sometimes I get East Indian women coming in there and they'll just stare at me. I don't know if that's their culture or something, but they'll just. One time, this one East Indian woman came in and just stared at me, while I'm working. And I looked back at her and just stared at her. And then she got embarrassed and put her head down. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So yeah, this East Indian population is growing, and the bad part about it is that in East India, a lot of times Africans are and Afro Americans are considered less than them. So some of them they come over to the United States, and they even use the N word sometime over there. So they'll come over to the United States with some of the same attitude, you know. And the first people they try to associate with are white people. Okay, it's something about them. I guess they feel there's a likeness or something. That's the first people they try to associate with it. And that's most Asian anyway. Okay, um, and I was just kind of going, dude, dude. I mean, it was trippy, man. You know, I mean, this guy was fishing hard. You know, I've had other people do that before, but this guy, he was just, and I'm not even in tech. Okay, I'm not even gonna be getting it ever, probably ever going in tech ever again. I'm really too old for all that. But he was, it was a weird experience. I wanted to share with y'all that I've had to go through since I was young, actually trying to get an application support degree in Seattle. Okay, and there's other places I tried, and I went through the same similar stuff. And most of the people I had to deal with were older white men, okay, and Asian people. When I say Asian, I'm talking Japanese, Chinese, uh, and uh, East Indian. Okay, the coolest ones I have ever worked with that were supportive. The cool, it's kind of crazy too, were Filipino. They were cool, loyal, down to earth, and if you know a little bit about the history of how their own people put them down, you understand that humbleness and that hardworking ethic that many of them had. So the Filipino people were pretty cool. I've always, women, Filipino women, beautiful women. Always been cool with them. You know, Filipino men, I was always pretty cool with them. Uh, but it's like Japanese, Chinese, you know, uh, and East Indian and older white man. Uh, and I mean, this guy's drilling me left and right. Okay, you would have thought he was. You would have thought I was a suspect, and he worked uh, for the police department, and I was sitting in the interrogation office, literally. That's you know, and he couldn't help himself with every aspect to try to passive aggressively put me down somewhere. You know, pop, pop, pop. But anyway, I had to tell you about that experience. I'm not saying everybody's like that, all of them are like that, but I had to tell you about that experience. It was just like crazy, man. It was crazy. I was like, dude, really? And I think there's a strong adjustment phase that a lot of East Indians are going through, moving to Pittsburgh, getting these jobs, um, owning these, Popeye's chicken restaurants and these service stations, but also getting jobs and going to school and getting jobs in the engineering sector that's growing here in Pittsburgh, or even they have visas. It's like, and I mean, it's booming up here for East Indians and Latin people. as well on all aspects of Latin. No, not just Mexicans, Spanish, those are, from Spain, all aspects. But anyway, I want to tell you about that. And I guess that's like a short story time or something, that I want to share with y'all. Crazy as hell. If y'all have any experiences like this, okay, and you're Latin or Afro American, let me know in the comments box below. Don't be shy. I want to hear about it. All right? And I should rap to y'all later. Again, this is Dalton, and this is year 2023. Stay safe. Peace.